I was working all day and it was getting around mid-evening and I was kind of tired and I could tell I was fading and it wasn't going to be very productive. So I said, I'm going to take off like an hour or two. So I went upstairs, I turned on Netflix, I went straight to documentaries and I looked for something that I thought I could learn something about. So I just watched Steve Jobs documentary or something. And it was really, it taught me a lot about how he built his business and what sort of personality traits work and things like that. So even when I'm in my downtime, I'm still trying to learn. And that's what it's all about. And what's happened, I think, with this school and college sort of model is that it's so boring, and you're sitting in these classes in these wooden chairs half the time, and just listening to some idiot usually drone on about something, and you just got to memorize what he says. And what that does is it takes away a lot of people's interest in learning because they think that's how you're supposed to learn, and it's super boring and it sucks, so they don't want to learn anymore. When that's not the truth. Now, of course, we have the internet. All information is on the internet. It's in your pocket right now. This is an amazing time in human history. You can learn anything. There's all kinds of great things if you do, like you pointed out, Colin, like many people learn differently. Some people, for whatever reason, need some sort of school environment. There's things like Ron Paul homeschool. Tom Woods has his own Liberty homeschooling sort of project. There's all kinds of all kinds of resources, including Khan Academy for math, if you're interested in math, that you can just learn on your own for free.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will also advise too, if you want to go to college for a non-specialized career, make sure you're not paying for it. There's a lot of tuition-free programs in the U.S. if people want to go to college for free. Some of them are very competitive. Others are based on things like ethnicity or gender or sexual orientation or a lot of other different types of things. Like if you have a special interest in a field, or if you have some type of volunteer experience that's related, you can use that as the entry point to get to be a part of some of these tuition-free programs. But yeah, I would recommend that. If you want to go to college, that's fine. But if it's not specialized, like art history or music, make sure you're not paying for it, because you're just going to become a student loan debt victim, and that's the last thing you want to be. And sadly, Jeff, a lot of millennials are going to die with their student loan debt because it's completely unaffordable.
Yeah, I was just thinking when you're pointing out that you might have some ability to get more free education if you're different ethnicity or different race or different sexual preference or stuff. And yeah, you can just look at, who was it, that one politician in the U.S., she says she was Native American to get her college. And then there's the leader of one of those, what is it, who was that woman who's white but said she was black and like permed her hair?
Yeah, I don't know her name, but she's the former NAACP president.
Yeah, so you just kind of, if you want to get some of those scholarships, just perm your hair up a little bit. Too funny. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about the book and what you tell people in it. So give us just some more examples of things that you tell people in the book and what you've done to help people. Just give us a few examples maybe of the kinds of things.
For sure. So, the U.S., I guess the U.S. Has been decreasing when it comes to their quality of education. But when it comes to high school graduation rates, the U.S. has definitely improved as opposed to 20 to 30 years ago. So they definitely made some progress in that. So you don't see a lot of high school dropouts as you have done probably 20 or 30 years ago. But however, there are still a significant amount of high school dropout people, because again, like whether it's a young female who gets pregnant at a very early age, or let's say if it's a guy who get caught up in something, maybe whether it's a crime or those type of things, they drop out of high school, or and they kind of go in a different direction with their lives. Well, a lot of people think that well, I'm screwed. The only thing I'm amount to is McDonald's or Walmart because I only have my high school diploma. That's simply not the case. If you look at areas that are booming, like Texas or North Dakota, those areas are booming when it comes to energy, especially oil. Like, so for example, I've helped one person now that works in North Dakota, and he has no high school diploma. His skill set is not vast, probably average as anyone else, and he gets paid $25 an hour. And and that's unheard of because most of the time, usually people without a high school diploma, they're stuck working at McDonald's or at Walmart making like minimum wage. But it's just those type of examples to show that there are opportunities out there for people to be able to reach the finish line in their careers. The same thing with college. Yeah, that's probably the more popular demographic that we have today. A lot of people, it takes them actually 6 years to get a bachelor's degree as opposed to 4 years, because with most college students, they either change the major or sometimes they go to a school that has very overcrowded college classes, and sometimes they will only offer a certain course that's required for your college curriculum for 1 year. So if you miss it during the fall semester, you have to wait until the following fall semester just to take that other to take that college course to be able to graduate with your college degree. So it really is it's kind of a flawed system. I like to recommend that people, if they don't have like a let's say if they kind of want to start, let's say maybe studying liberal arts or try something like CLEP courses or DSST courses, also known as credit by examination, which allows you to be able to test out of courses instead of spending 4 months in a school, in an institution where probably the professor is boring the hell out of you. You can result to CLEP courses or DSST courses. You get test out of courses that you already know and get your degree in 1 year as opposed to 4 to 6 years.